Let's go to page 613. This is lesson 13-2. The objective of this lesson is to define the circular function. And so circular function is that you have a function that goes in a circle. So let's go and draw this. And so you have the point A at 1, 0. So if this is 1, 0, that means this is 1, right? And so that means the radius is equal to 1. So when you have a circle with radius of 1, this is called a unit circle. So again, unit circle is a circle with radius of 1, okay? And over here, so this is the arc length S. Okay. Now in the book it doesn't show it, but it's easier to understand if we draw a triangle based on that. Okay. So this is called a reference triangle, and this would be your alpha. Okay, and this would be your theta. Okay, and so this would be your x, and that would be your y, and this would be your slope. Okay, so again, that's part of the triangle related to the circle. Okay, now when you have a unit circle, okay, the circular function is at the sine of s, okay, the radian. Now, if you use a degree measurement, it would be sine of theta. Okay, if you use the radian measure, it would be sine of s. Okay? And this would equal to so this would be just y. So sine is your vertical, that's your y, and cosine of s would be just your x, okay, or the horizontal. And tangent is a slope, so slope would be just equal to sine over cosine, which is equal to y over x. So remember the slope. Okay, so again, you have to know how all this all timed together. Remember the slope is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, right? So again, that's your y over the x, okay? So that's why the tangent is your slope, okay? Now, so this is your primary function. Now, when you go to secondary function, okay, the one that go along with the sine is cosecant. So cosecant is a reciprocal, so it'd be 1 over sine of s, or equal to 1 over y. Okay, and again, each pair, one of them will have the word co, like this one does not have a co, this one will have, right? So this one has cosine, so this have a co already, so this one will not have, okay? So each pair, one of them will have a co-function, the other one does not. So cosine go with secant, okay? And sine go with cosecant. Again, each pair, one of them will have a co, the one does not. And so secant would be 1 over cosine of x, cosine of s. And this will equal to 1 over x. Okay. And tangent, the reciprocal function would be cotangent of s, and this will equal to cosine over sine, and this is equal to x over y. So normally you get this 3 and you just flip upside down to get that. Okay, so let's go over examples. So example 1, it says for some number s, again remember s is a radian measurement of the angle, right? So you got 0.23 comma negative square root of 5 over 3. Okay, and it's on the unit circle. Again, it's 8, 0, right? So just like this one over here. So what you want to do is, you don't need to draw a circle, but it's very important to draw the triangle. So 2, 3. So again, you just draw random numbers. So this is positive. Remember, this is your x and this is y, right? So 2 over 3. Okay, and negative 5 over 3. So again, if you don't exact, you just draw something to visualize. Okay, and remember this is 1. And how do we know this is 1? Because it tells you that this is a unit circle. Right? Or you can just go and a squared plus b squared, it give you c squared, right? But it tells you it's a unit circle already, so that's how you know it's 1. Okay, and because this is a circle, right? Again, but I don't want to, you don't need to draw the circle because circle is kind of hard to draw. So just draw the triangle, okay? Okay, so anyway, so once you are in a circle, okay, so sine S will equal to, sine, remember is vertical, so it would be negative square root of 5 over 3. Okay, cosine is the horizontal, be 2 over 3. Okay, and tangent is the slope, so it would be this over that. Okay, so it would be negative square root of 5 over 3, so it would be y over x over 2 over 3. Okay, now when you have complex fraction, to simplify complex fraction, you multiply by the common denominator. So common denominator is 3, so you multiply by 3. Okay, so that way they will cancel out. Okay, so 3 and 3 cancel out, be negative square root of 5 over 2. Okay, so once you do that, now you can go and get the other 3. Okay, so the reciprocal of sine is cosecant. So CSC, cosecant S will equal to 3 or negative 3 over square root of 5. Now remember, negative can go on top, the bottom, the middle, it doesn't matter. Okay, it can go anywhere. Okay, and then from here, okay, you have to simplify that. You have to multiply by square root of 5 over square root of 5. So this is equal to negative 3 square root of 5 over 5. Okay, and now let's go to secant. Secant would be reciprocal, that would be just equal to 3 over 2, right? You just flip this over, and that's it. Again, it's very simple. Okay, and cotangent, again, just flip this over. Since you already did a lot of work already, so you don't have to start from beginning. Okay, so you just flip this over, so it'd be negative 2 over square root of 5, and multiply by square root of 5, square root of 5. So this is equal to negative 2 square root of 5 over 5. Okay, and that would be your 6 trigonometric functions. Okay, let's go to example 2. It says find the sine of 1.44 to 4 decimal places. Now remember, this is radian, so when you're using the calculator, okay, you have to make sure it's in the radian mode. Right now it says DEG. Okay, if you see over here, is DEG, so that's the degree mode. So you have to change into the radian mode, and see over here. So you push it over, so that's radian. Okay, so you have to make sure it says RAD. Okay, so make sure it's radian mode. Okay, because you know it's radian because there's no little circle. Okay, so all you have to do is type in whatever you see. So you go sine. Okay, see. So here's your sine function. Okay, so sine of 1.44 closing parentheses equal, and this one is 4 decimal places, so it'd be 0.99145. So you have to run it up, so it'd be 9915. Okay, and that's it. Okay. Okay, and then example 3. Is a find the exact value of the 6th trigonometric function of pi over 6. Okay. Okay. So you're looking for 6. Now you're probably not familiar with the pi over 6 radian measure, but if you convert to degrees, okay, you times it by 180 degrees over pi, right? That's how you convert, right? This cancel out. So this is equal to 30 degrees. Okay. So if you draw your triangle, draw your so this is your 30 degrees right over here. Okay. So from your geometry, this would be 1. Okay. Special triangle. So this, if your hypotenuse is 1, this would be 1/2. Right. The short leg would be 1/2 of the hypotenuse for 30-60 special triangle. And the long leg would be square root of 3 times as much as that. So this times by square root of 3 will give you square root of 3 over 2. Okay, so that's your 30-60 special triangle. So make sure you know that really well. Okay, okay. So now we can go and get sine pi over 6. Okay, so that is this over here. So this way, sine will be just vertical over that. So this over that would be equal to 1/2. Okay. and cosine of pi over 6 would be this over this, so it would be square root of 3 over 2, or the horizontal, right? And tangent theta, or tangent pi over 6, is equal to y over x, so it would be 1/2 over square root of 3 over 2, okay? And again, you multiply by common denominator, so multiply by 2. Okay, so this cancels, so it becomes 1 over square root of 3. Okay, and then you have to multiply by square root of 3, square root of 3. So tangent of pi over 6 will equal to square root of 3 over 3. Okay? Okay, so once you do the primary function, you can go and do the secondary. Okay? So reciprocal of sine would be cosecant. So cosecant of pi over 6 will equal to, you flip it over, you get 2. Okay? And secant, you flip this over, you get 2 over square root of 3. And you have to multiply by square root of 3. Square root of 3. So this will give you 2 square root of 3 over 3. Okay? And this one, so cotangent of pi over 6 equal to, okay, now you want to be smart. Don't flip this one over, okay? Because this one you flip over, you have to do some simplifying. So flip this one over instead, okay? So to see this one right over here, if you flip it over, then you get square root of 3, and then you're done, okay? If you flip this one over, then you have to do additional simplifying. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, example 4. It says find x to the 2 decimal places if secant of x equal to 1.975, and this is between 0 and pi over 2. Okay. Well, first, secant is 1 over cosine, right? So you need to, because on the calculator, see, there's no secant, okay? There's only sine, cosine, and tangent. So you need to go and change this into 1 over cosine of x equal to 1.975, okay? Then your next step is you have to flip both upside down, okay? So put this over 1. So you flip both upside down. So cosine of x equal to 1 over 1.975. Okay. Now, to figure out the angle, okay, now notice these are radian, so make sure you calculate it in radian mode. If this is degree, your calculator has to be in degree mode. Okay, so over here, to find the angle, you have to use secant function. So you go secant cosine of this number of yours would be 1 divided by 1.975, closing parentheses, equal. Okay. So x will equal to 1.03987, whatever, and they want you to do 2 decimal places. So 2 decimal places. So this get rounded up. So your answer would be x equal to 1.04. Okay. So you can make sure you know how to round, right? If it's 5 or more, you round up. If it's 4 or less, you just cross it out. Okay, let's go to example 5. It says find exact value of x if cosine of x equal to 0.5, and this is between. Now notice that the boundary are given in the radian, so you have to do it by radian. Okay. Okay. So what you do is you draw the triangle. Okay, draw a random triangle, and well, this is kind of half, so it's actually this way. Again, if you realize you draw it wrong, you just go and erase and just go and do it this way. Okay, so cosine of x is equal to 0.5. That means it's 0.5, okay? And put this over 1, okay? Because you're doing it in a circle, right? You can just put over 1. Okay, so if you realize that this is half of that, so instead of using decimal, I'm going to use fractions. I'm going to redraw my triangle. Okay, so this is 1 and this is 1/2. Okay, now if this is half of that, okay, so that means this is 30 degrees and this is 60 degrees. So So this would be square root of 3 over 2, because the long leg is square root of 3 times the short leg. So make sure you know your spatial triangle. Okay. So in this case, this is going to be 60 degrees, okay? And 60 degrees equal to pi over 3. So 60 degrees, if you times it by pi over 180 degrees, so it cancels out to equal to pi over 3, okay? So that's your answer.